So we may have ordered an obscene amount of food for this.
No, this looks okay. This looks good.
Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today, you could probably see we're doing a bit of a different video. This was the best way that I could get Joe to come on my channel again. So we're going to be doing a bit of a mukbang, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically a video where we order an obscene amount of food and we eat it while answering your questions. So I asked on Instagram, like a couple weeks ago, some questions for Joe about my plenty collection / addiction, and we're going to go through and answer them today.
I had to be bribed to come back on the channel.
Basically.
I think Emma's delivered.
Have I?
I think so, yeah.
If I haven't, then that's a bit pathetic, but yeah. So, we ordered a whole bunch of meat liquor. If you're in the UK, you've probably heard of it. It's the best kind of like fast foodie place that does really good veggie and non-veggie options. Just
a bit of everything.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna take my lactate because I got myself a freaking milkshake, and we can begin. Oh, also, if you are new here and you don't know me already, this is a very far cry from what I normally do on my channel. My name is Emma, and I make houseplanty content all over the internet, so if you want to follow along with my houseplanty journey and maybe learn something along the way, stick around, watch some more of my videos, and subscribe to my channel. If you're not new here, I hope you enjoy this different kind of video. It's got Joe in it, and we all like Joe, don't we?
Yeah, I definitely like Joe.
Right, so, first question, how did you guys meet?
I mean, on Tinder, first and foremost.
Nearly 5 years ago now.
Nearly 5 years ago, yeah, Tinder. I had Tinder Gold. I was absolutely taking no chances. Still a bit of a sore point for me that I shelled out for 6 months of Tinder Gold. Met Emma, or matched with Emma.
I was the first person you met.
Matched with Emma near enough instantaneously. And then just had to watch the rest of that subscription just sort of wither away.
I was worth it though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we met on Tinder. That was like pre-Christmas 2017.
No, we matched on the 26th of December.
Pre-Christmas 2017.
Post-Christmas. 26th of December.
Oh, Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we were both at the point where we were maybe a little bit fed up with our families and we were like, need someone else to talk to. So it's perfect in that sense. Talked up until New Year.
If you want to eat that, I can tell the next
Yeah,
bit.
okay. I'm gonna tag you in. I'm gonna have a go at this.
Yeah, so basically Joe was gonna be doing a like veganuary with his mates from work. And like as a veggie person already, I was like, I can help with that. I'm good at that. I'll do it with you. And then he was coming back into town on the 1st of January. And in the UK, everything is freaking closed on the 1st of January. It's a bank holiday. Like, you can't go to the grocery store or anything like that. And so he was coming back into town. He had no food in his fridge because he was away at his parents' for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why don't you come over to mine? And I'll cook you vegan dinner. Cook you your first vegan meal of 2020. Or no, 2018. And he obliged. And I cooked him a nice dinner.
It was really good. It was you had lots of leftover roast vegetables, and you blitzed them up and put them in a soup, and it was really good. And I remember thinking, yeah, this is like the signs are right here because there was potato in the soup, and I think we had it on a jacket or a baked potato as well.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's how we met.
We just talked that first night for hours, and like there was never a point at which the conversation was awkward or like any awkward pauses or anything. We were both a little bit hungover as well because it was the New Year's Day.
Yeah.
And so I asked Joe to bring us juice to drink, and we drank juice.
Yeah, it was really good.
And ate soupy potatoes, and it was great. It makes it sound really weird, but
yeah, we were inadvertently chaperoned by one of your flatmates at the time. One of the benefits of a house share or or something like that. So I remember like being really interested in the conversation that I was having with Emma, but also like having to rubberneck a little bit because Emma's flatmate was watching Kung Fu Panda 2 on the sofa, and I love that movie. So every now and then I get sucked in a little bit by that and have to drag myself back to the date.
And then my flatmate asked, oh, how do you two know each other? And I was just kind of like, we don't. Like, this is our first time meeting. He was like, oh, okay. And then he kind of got the memo and left. But it was just a bit awkward. I found it really funny. And, I mean, you live to tell the tale. You're still here. Yeah. You still like me, I think.
That could have been a very risky first date, going around to someone's, like, you could have been an axe murderer.
You could have been an axe murderer.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But you weren't. And then we went on, like, our official first date, like, later that week, I think.
Yes. Oh, what did we do?
We went to Sagar.
Oh, yeah, we went to,
Indian restaurant for vegan food.
A vegan Indian place, yeah.
Okay, so, next question. Did you both love plants before meeting each other? I didn't love plants before meeting Joe.
Yeah, I think neither of us did, really. I had like a summer fling with some pepper plants once, which was really good, really rewarding. I had like a lovely, at my parents' house, like a, how would you describe it? Like a triangular kind of window.
A window that sticks out, and it's got windows on two sides. South facing?
It used to get loads and loads of sunlight, and it was effectively like a mini greenhouse. My very first job was working at a garden centre. I got like a little bit of a staff discount, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to put this to good use. See if I can grow some vegetables, and landed on peppers because I think I was on a bit of a pepper hype at the time. And yeah, grew some actually not terrible peppers in my mini bedroom window greenhouse. But other than that, no, pretty apathetic towards plants. They obviously look nice, but
yeah. I wasn't even really that into plants when we met either. I mean, we've been dating for quite a long time, like nearly 5 years now, and I've been into houseplants for like 4.5 or so. So I did. How does it feel to like know that I have emerged into this crazy plant lady? Also, do you want to try a fried pickle?
I do want to try a fried pickle. Yeah, it's a little like, because, you know, it's become
my personality,
a significant part of your personality. And, you know, like, one part of me is like, if you can develop like a brand new personality over the course of like 3 years or something like that, do I need to be worried about what the next 10, 20, 30 years might look like?
But fried pickles, what do you think? Or fried gherkins? I really like them.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've grown into a plant lady.
Yeah.
Obviously you didn't expect this going into it, but are you mad about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I jokingly tell people that I can never have, or I can never take up a hobby like model trains or scale electrics or something like that took up lots of space, because there's simply not room in the flat to do it. But no, I think I kind of get the best of both worlds, right? I get to enjoy the plants,
living in a jungle,
and a flat that looks nice and is probably very well oxygenated, without having to do much of the work, which is fantastic.
Any
of the work. Yeah, sorry, trying to claim credit.
One of the questions is, do you own any of these plants?
I think I do. Third date, we went to IKEA.
We were very settled.
Yeah. I mean, we
knew.
We were like 40-year-olds at heart, weren't we? But I mean, you can't walk, or you can't be walking around the big blue Swedish box, enjoying like a. I think part of the reason we went was for the veggie hot dogs as well.
Yeah, because they did veggie vegan hot dogs.
And the I don't know if they were doing it at the time, but shout out to the plant balls, which are a very delicious imitation meatball thing that IKEA do.
Yeah, I could eat the plant balls all day.
I did buy a plant from IKEA.
Here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, convenient.
It looks very different now.
Oh my god.
I don't think you.
So I spent how many years neglecting that, and it stayed roughly the same size. In fact, I'm fairly confident that most of it died,
yeah.
and it was on its way out. But obviously, in recent months, I think Emma's nursed it back to health, and it's actually looking.
I think since it's been in like my care.
Yeah.
So like in the past 2 years.
Since it's gotten out of this really abusive relationship with me, it started to thrive, which is good.
But it does look really different. So when it was originally growing, it was very like tall and straight up. I'll insert a picture if I have one. But now it's very, which is fun. So that's yours. So technically this snake plant up there is yours as well.
Yeah.
And
before Emma and I lived together, my flatmate Robbie and I did have some greenery in the flat, but we went for the very unkillable. Exactly. Yeah, so snake plants. We had a Kentia palm.
Bad idea.
Which I think got a lot of sunburn and eventually died a slow, painful death, probably.
Yep. And then my parents gave me a joke plant for your birthday. It's a joke because he doesn't take care of plants.
Which is on my desk, so if you're watching Nigel and Kathy, it's still there, it's still alive. It's sprucing up that space a little bit. So
he hasn't touched it since.
It's taking care of itself.
I think I'm watering it, and I don't water it. Yeah, so you do have some plants, but 3 out of 200 is not very many. And I count them as mine now. What's mine is yours, right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. Joe, tell us a funny story when something plant-related bugged you a lot. Like, is there anything planty that I do that bugs you? I mean, I know the answer is yes, but what?
I think my biggest pet peeve has got to be most mornings if I want to take a shower, I have to contend with all of the plants that Emma has been using the shower to water effectively. So you wake up, you're feeling a bit sleepy, you want to get in the shower to kind of wash some of that off. But first of all, you have to drag like 6 or 7 plants out of the shower before you can get in there. That's probably my biggest pet peeve.
I've tried to be better about it recently.
You do. You've done a good job recently of clearing that out for me.
I try and like if I do need to leave stuff in a long time, I will like make an active effort now to actually put them away before I go to bed, or get up with Joe in the morning and put them away for him, because I do feel bad, because like it is kind of annoying, and I feel like, not that I don't trust you carrying my plants around, but I don't trust you carrying my plants around.
Have I dropped any? I feel like I have.
No, but often like I'll come home or when I used to go to work, I would come home and he'd be like, "Oh, Cleo knocked this plant over. I didn't clean any of it up, but the plant seems okay." So there's just like pond and water all over the floor, and like you don't clean anything to do with the plants. I think it's because you don't want to harm the plant, and so you don't want to like mess with it, or.
Oh, you're painting me in too much of a good light here, Emma. I think it's just because I'm feeling like phenomenally lazy at the time. Like there have been some occasions where Cleo's like topple something over. I'll do the bare minimum cleanup, right?
Right's the plant.
Right the plant. That's the main thing. Reorientate. But yeah, otherwise you're the you know what's going on. You know how to do it.
Yeah, and I don't mind, except for sometimes it's kind of annoying because I used to like come home from work exhausted, and then like not want to have to immediately start cleaning up the tiny rocks off the floor, because that was really annoying. Because it was always like the pond plants as well. It was rarely the soil plants. And the pond, like, although it's easier, like it doesn't make your carpets dirty, it's like so many tiny little rocks, and you don't really want to hoover them out because it's expensive as well. So yeah. What's your favorite plant in my collection?
Do you have any Chinese evergreens?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's the only one you can name, isn't it? But that's not, okay, so which one, like, to look at?
So, I mean, just expanding on that, we used to have 2 Chinese evergreens above our bed. And I just always thought they were quite nice. They were like
we had one above our bed.
Like, one was pinkish.
Yep.
Yeah. So I like, yeah.
Can I have a ketchup, please?
You can.
I'm getting very full very fast.
Yeah.
We ordered far too much food for this video.
I've got to tell myself that this is not like one of those eating challenges.
He has 2 full burgers.
Yeah, and they're both really good. The turkey one, so I didn't realise that it was going to be in a burger. I thought it was just going to be some deep fried turkey, which you know, it's December. Why not indulge? But between 2 slices of bread with some cranberry and I guess coleslaw as well in there, it's really good.
I think it's like Brussels sprout coleslaw. Like
right, okay.
Proper Christmas dinner in a burger.
That's what it is. What was the question? Sorry. Favourite plant? I do also like a calathea or a prayer plant.
Yeah. So you don't have to name them, but like, which one's your favourite? Like, is there one in our room, or in the office, or in here? Put it out to me, I'll say what it is.
Oh, I like the cast iron plant.
Yeah, the variegated one or the non-variegated one?
I think the non-variegated one. The one that used to live on my desk.
Yeah. Now the variegated one does.
That's nice to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my general criteria is I like a little bit of colour. So Chinese evergreen is kind of pinky. I know, but the calathea is with the nice kind of pink on it.
My calathea ornata.
Yeah, everything else kind of blends into one. Although I do think I have picked up some plant knowledge.
Yeah. Okay, so let's test this. Someone asked, can you name 5 of Emma's plants?
5 of Emma's plants.
I feel like you probably can. So you've done Chinese evergreen.
Yeah, aglaonema.
Yeah, aglaonema, good.
Whoa.
Botanical names here as well. The calathea ornata.
Calathea, sure. The cast iron plant. Bird of paradise in the corner. Philodendron pink princess. Monstera alba. I mean, so the great thing is, I can just name lots of things that I've heard Emma say, and chances are she probably has it. You know, there's 200 plants in this flat.
I have a lot.
It's a pretty big landing zone for me to guess on.
To guess 5 is not that hard. But I'm proud of you for getting the aglaonema, like as a botanical name instead of just saying Chinese evergreen. That's pretty good.
Some of it stays in there.
Yeah. Can you name any other botanical names? So you did Monstera alba.
Yeah. No, not off the top of my head. I'm feeling pressured. I feel like I'm sitting an exam.
This is a test.
Yeah.
What's your favourite thing about having lots of plants in the home?
So I work from home a couple of days a week, and our second bedroom is sort of set up as an office. The office. An office. What I call it. Slash Cleo's bedroom. It's got
her bedroom, her poo room.
Yeah.
She sleeps in our bed. It's not her bedroom.
So I share my office with Cleo's litter box.
And a bunch of my plants.
And a bunch of the plants, yeah. So it's multi-function, that room. But I work from home a couple of days a week, and we'll often do video calls. And just the amount of compliments that I get on my background behind me, people are like, Joe, your room looks fantastic. You've got so many plants in there. I'm like, yeah, you know, thank you.
They're not mine.
Sometimes I say that I can't take any of the credit. It's all my partner, Emma, at Get Grey. Go and look her up.
Thanks for the promo.
And sometimes I'm like, yeah, what can I say?
I do all this hard work.
Yeah, exactly. So that's really good. People mistake me for having a bit of a green thumb, and pay me lots of compliments, which is nice. But I think just generally it looks good, right?
Yeah.
We had some people over for Thanksgiving a couple of weeks ago, and we had to clear off
the sideboard.
The sideboard because it was covered in plants, and we wanted to use it to lay some food out on it. And actually, just looking at that part of the room without any plants, just looked really not very nice, to be honest. So,
I mean, I showed you in that vlog I did with Claire, like how we put the plants back. It was boring. Like, normal people have their houses like that? I don't understand. My brain cannot comprehend.
How the other half live.
Yeah, so another question was, would you miss the plants if they weren't here? Absolutely, I would. I think you probably would as well.
Yeah.
Our house might feel bigger. Our flat, it's not even a house. Our flat would feel bigger.
Yeah. No, I think I'd miss them too.
I genuinely don't think I could live in a home without any plants at all. At this point. I mean, obviously I'm addicted to them and like I can't not have them in my home, but it's like if I had to pick 3 or 5 and we only had 5 like beautiful big plants, I think it would, like I couldn't have a home without any.
Yeah. I mean, it was tough enough when you were Marie Kondoing before we moved.
Yeah.
Trying to get it down to 100 plants. I think 5 would be near impossible.
Yeah. And since my collection has doubled, yeah. Okay, yeah, so has my plant obsession got better or worse in the past year? Just this past year.
Well, if we're saying that better is purchasing fewer plants, then I think this year
is better?
You certainly purchased fewer plants. Yeah, absolutely.
How do you know? We didn't do the data from last year. I don't know how much I spent on plants last year.
Oh, I think I had a sense from last year that you'd spent like a small fortune on plants. But no, Emma has been making a really conscious effort this year to buy fewer plants, and I think I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Like one of the most sort of effective bellwethers is how many times I have to get up and answer the door because there's a delivery there that is invariably a plant or a cutting or something. So I feel like I haven't been yo-yoing back and forth to the front door as much as I have.
Also because I now work from home and then I answer the door.
Well, maybe that's part of it.
Yeah. Ooh, what's your least favorite plant of mine and why? Roast me. I don't like this. Be legit. Tell me. I can take it. Or not. Who knows?
Least favourite plant. I mean, part of it is probably because it's just in my eye line right now. But the bird of paradise is really big. Really, really big, right?
But it's beautiful.
So I have a thing where I like to open and close the blinds. Open the blinds in the morning, close them in the evening. The bird of paradise is pressed right up against the window, and I have to wrestle with it each evening and each morning to get the blinds up and down. So for that reason alone, I'm definitely marking down.
What if I scoot it slightly further from the window?
The bird of paradise. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I mean, not that I have to get rid of any of these plants that you say you don't like.
Yeah.
Hee.
Anything else I dislike?
I feel like you dislike the ones by your computer. So the main reason you dislike plants is because they get in your way.
They get in the way. Yeah, absolutely.
Like you don't like dislike the look of them.
Yeah.
Or you might? I don't know. I don't think you do though.
Yeah, like I don't think there's any like aesthetic qualities in plants that particularly upset me.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got someone here who's asked, how do you cope with the obscene amount of plants that I have because this person's partner does not like get the amount of plants they have and like the obsession with it and they don't like understand. Is there any advice you can give to like someone else's partner to like better cope with the plant addiction in their partner?
Yeah. I mean, I think for us, right? I recognise that plants are your job, your livelihood at this point, and I think it's just being upfront and having like a clear set of rules around things.
What are the rules?
Or clear set of expectations.
What are these expectations? I'm not aware of them.
Well, so, you know, we've had conversations previously. And I really appreciate this. We've had conversations previously about what, you know, where your plants will go, and I feel like more importantly where your plants won't go, right? Because there are some places where it'd be really really inconvenient or simply just too much for plants to go. And
I try and respect that as best I can.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think you know, if you've got some red lines, have that conversation with your partner. But for the most part, no, sit back, enjoy it. It's not the worst thing in the world. Every now and then there'll be some soil on the carpet and some plants in the shower.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it's all pretty easy to live with.
Yeah. I think also I, at least more recently, have been like trying to be really, really mindful of these things and how they are annoying. And so like a lot of the onus is on me as well, because obviously I'm the one who has the intrusive hobby. And so it's like I try, and like it doesn't always happen, and of course like there are times when you get up in the morning and there are still plants in the shower, but like I will try my very best to make sure that everything's still accessible, that if I use the kitchen for something, that like the sink is still usable afterwards. The bathroom sink is a bit of a different story. I will like end up leaving plants in there more often than not, because like, oh, just use the kitchen sink instead. But I try really hard to make things like not in your way, which is it's effort, but I think it is a balance, and like trying to be respectful of your partner and their like preferences and hobbies and stuff, and like having open communication. If we didn't have open communication, we wouldn't like this wouldn't work out. I think because we are so good at like voicing issues, that sounds like we have a lot of issues, but like if there ever is a problem, we just talk about it and get through it. And then I get really offended and cry. No, I don't really. We tend to have very simple conversations about things.
I feel like I want to go back to, there was definitely a question about what are other things that you, or like what are things you don't like about the plants.
Yeah, you can say more. Go ahead.
Interestingly, it's not just the plants, right? It's all of the stuff that comes with the plants.
There's a lot of equipment.
Oh my goodness.
So many bags of soil.
So many bags of soil. Like, in fairness, you did get rid of your like 20-litre bag of worm castings for me eventually, which was very much appreciated. But for a period of time, when we were still sort of settling into our flat, Emma had like a bit of a pile of doom in the office, which was just an assortment of, you know, all the different things that you need to take care of plants, but we hadn't quite figured out what our storage solution looked like. So absent like a nice shelving system or something to store all of that on, it was just in a pretty horrendous pile on the floor that you'd have to kind of tiptoe around.
Yeah, I'm good at creating doom piles, that's for sure. It's just like, I have loads of stuff for plants, and it's like, where does all of this stuff go? I put a lot of it in our cupboard, so it's out of sight, out of mind, which is great. And like, it's fairly organized in there, and I try and organize it regular-ish. But it's just like, I've got loads of lighting stuff and camera equipment and like just stuff. And it's like, where am I supposed to put it? We don't have that much storage space in our flat. So it's just managing that is a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
I really need to go through more of my soil. I have so much soil right now. The entire bottom of my plant shelves in the office is all just soil. I mean, thank you, Soil Ninja, for helping me get that, but
Yes, thank you, Soil Ninja. Please stop sending it.
No. I need more. I'm almost out of semi-hydro. Yeah. Let me see if there's any more. I feel like we've almost answered most of them. Oh, this is a good one. Which plant would you be and why? If you had to be one of my plants.
I'm not going to be able to name it. I'll locate it.
I'll put a picture in.
But the whatever the training plant is in our bedroom that sort of goes along the
along the mirror.
Not along the mirror, along the
ceiling.
The ceiling, yeah. Just because I think you know, being able to like spread out that much, being like a pretty you know, lots of people always comment on it, centre of attention in that room.
My golden pop-off.
So none of the like. Not speaking to any of the planty qualities, but just how it
presents itself.
How it presents itself in that room.
If you had to pick which plant I was.
Ooh.
Which one would I be?
Again, I'm not going to pinpoint one, but definitely a cabinet plant, right?
Is it because I'm sensitive?
Yeah, it can be a little bit sensitive. Needs certain conditions to thrive.
Yep.
But
Give
on
me the bright light and humidity and heat.
But on the plus side, you know, a lot of them are really rare and a lot of them are really beautiful and lovely to look at. So,
aww.
Look at that. I managed to not offend you by answering that question, which I consider as a success.
It's okay, I know I'm sensitive. And needy. Oh my god, I'm so full.
I'm still eating. I'm full, but I'm still eating.
I can't. If I continue, I'm gonna finish my milkshake and then I think we should like put this stuff in the freezer and eat it for dinner.
In the freezer? I thought we were going to say freeze it for our next mukbang in like 6 months' time. Hey guys!
Here's the same food we had last time.
The main question we're asking is, will we get food poisoning?
Well, I guess we could put it in the fridge and oven it up later. Because I wouldn't want to microwave. You don't microwave fast food. Oven it. Yeah, but I think that's all of the questions. Do you have any other like final remarks about being with a crazy plant lady?
No, I don't think so. I don't think any pearls of wisdom. We've all got our burdens.
You better be more with that.
Mine's a relatively light burden.
So that is it, everybody. Thank you so much to Joe for answering all of my very probing questions about my plant addiction. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up down below and leave a comment if you have any other questions for Joe. If you have any advice for Joe on how to be a better support system for my plant addiction, let me know down below and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!